So there is channels in the marketplace right now. There is breakouts happening right now. It's potentially false breakouts happening right now. There are triangle breakouts happening right now. So there's a lot of things that are happening right now. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, see that trading course right there? You can grab free access. It's about 4 or 5 hours long. You get free access to or free membership access to the trading course. That trading course there, link in the description. So let's get on to a bit of a market update for you guys. One thing I'm seeing right now when it comes to the S&P 500, let's go have a look here. So the S&P 500 is the S&P 500. What happened today? Pretty much a nothing day. So, what does this actually mean? This could be the sign of something big to come, right? So we can see here that we've actually broke to the upside. We broke this overall channel here that's happening on the S&P 500. We actually broke back above it, and now we come back down to test it as support. So what does it actually mean for us in the marketplace? We can actually see that this overall big channel broke up, came down, and if this does not hold through here, we could be getting ready. False breakouts, and if so, we could be getting ready for a really big movement on the downside. So what I'm watching for is this. And some of you guys in the chat box that I'm noticing is that you're looking for a definite answer. I'm looking for a guy that definitely knows what's going to come next. Newsflash, no one does. No one does. But if I start to get some patterns forming in the marketplace, then we have some good probabilities of what's coming next. What is that pattern we're looking for? You may say, my sensei, right? Well, the one thing we're looking for is this, right? We could be looking for movement on the downside and a movement, something like that. If indeed we get something like that happening in the marketplace. If we do get something like that happening, then guess what? We could be, if we do get that and we get back into this, see this resistance line here? That resistance on there. If indeed we do get back below it, then that resistance, which has been resistance, now became support. Guess what? Now becomes resistance again. And what tends to happen with these channels is this. If that happens, now we're talking false breakout scenario. Now, but what does that mean? That means that it gives us a good probability that as soon as we get if we get a channel like this and it breaks to the upside but breaks back below it, well, then what happens more than not is it actually runs to the other side of the channel. So it actually runs down to the other side. So I would say if we do get right now, what 50-50, right? Is it going to keep going up? Is it not? But if we start to look for some patterns in the marketplace, we can actually see that this overall move here that's happening in the markets right now, we could be getting ready for a movement on the downside. And if we do start to see that pattern, then we know where it's likely to go from there, right? So trading is all about watching and waiting for the patterns to form, then jumping in. Not some of you bumblebees, right? Even Mr. Pickle has come back into the marketplace. Mr. Pickle! He's back. You still long, Mr. Pickle? After all of this time, you're still long? You think the market's going to go up? Risk-free, my ass. Anyway, so that's what the S&P 500 is doing. Let's go and have a look at the Dow Jones. Look at the Dow Jones here. There's a few things that are happening here right now on the Dow Jones. One, we broke out of this triangle pattern. See this big triangle pattern here? So we had this very big triangle pattern, really nice, good triangle pattern, and it broke to the downside. So if this is going to be some sort of lower high in the marketplace and we start to do something like this, right? We start to go da-da-da, like that, or should I say da-da-da, da-da-da, and we break 32,500 like that. That is a warning sign that if anyone is long on a short-term technical level basis, you are about to get crushed. That's right, crushed. Why? Because one, not only is it now in a down, not only have we broken in this triangle pattern to the downside, on top of that, we're actually now getting a lower high breaking down. So the market's saying we're in a downward trend at that time. But then on top of that, see this black line here? Look at this black line. This black line has been a significant level of support and resistance for quite some time all through here. We break below this 3,200. We get something like this happening. something like that happening, guess what? Guess where it's likely to go to? We're probably going to start to head back down, probably below 29,000. And we're probably likely to see a bit of a free fall in the marketplace. Panic selling, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff is probably likely to happen. Now, here's what I do say. Those who are alert, those who are present with the markets, those who are patient with the markets, you will be able to see this coming, and you'll be able to see you'll be able to see this coming, and you'll also be able to see and be able to potentially take advantage of what I believe is going to be a really good shorting opportunity, just not yet, right? Because if we jump in now, we're using our thinking instead of patterns and so on and so forth in the marketplace, right? So if we're doing that, then we need to make sure that that we're waiting and we're watching and waiting and watching for this in the actual marketplace itself, right? So that's what I'm seeing through there. Let's go look at the Nasdaq itself as well too. The Nasdaq as well too. Look at the Nasdaq here. The Nasdaq actually ran up and hit the level of resistance and came back down. It's actually rejected it today. Look at this here. Came back up and rejected it down. So once again, the same thing for the Nasdaq. What's going to happen here? Because this looks like a bull flag, right? And a lot of mistakes that people make is they think if something's bullish like this, if something is bullish, bull flag means bull breakout, right? You could be right? But what I've also seen a lot of times when the market does this, break back down like that, what does that mean? See, and for people that haven't experience in the marketplace, if you get something like that, you're like, hang on a minute, that's not breaking to the upside. What's going on? If that happens, guess what? We're now likely to run back down to the bottom of the flag, right? If it breaks to the upside, we could see a really good movement. If we break to the downside, we could see a big drop to the down. We could see a big drop probably coming down towards these lows through here. Move over now through to silver and gold. Silver is still holding around this level through here right now. We're still in that sort of $20 level to $21 level. We're still hovering around that level there, and that's what we're seeing through there in the marketplace. And we're still seeing that as an area of potential support in the marketplace. If we break this sort of $20 level, then we're in this massive triangle pattern. If we do break that, we're probably likely to head back down towards the $16 level. Looking at silver through there, looking at gold as well too. And gold on a short-term technical level basis, guys, if I actually look at the short-term level through here, we're probably likely to fail through here. All right, we're probably likely to fail. Right now, we've had a big move up. We've had like a V top. We've come back down. We're probably likely to fail through here and then start to head back down through there. I don't know exactly how much buy, but right now this is actually not looking too bullish at all when it comes to the marketplace. Now, someone said, John, you never mentioned Bitcoin. Why don't you mention Bitcoin? Right? All right, this is for you, okay? Not the actual Bitcoin chart, but if I use the grayscale Bitcoin trust chart, looking at that, it is actually starting to get some bullish activity around it, right? We're starting to get above the moving average. We're starting to create these high lows, and we're getting this sideways movement. So, with that being said, if we do break above, say, $12, the next stop is probably going to be around that $16 period through there. So we're starting to, after all this time, you can see how actually we had this move down through here, and we had this move down and a move down. Now we're starting to get this move back up through here. So we're starting to get a little bit of positive movement out of the grayscale Bitcoin trust, and that's what we're looking forward from there as well too. And also just a quick update across the actual mining sector as well too. So let's go to the daily charts. Same thing for the mining sector. That's actually I'm looking at there when it comes to gold. Is we're probably going to get crushed, guys. All right, the mining sector is about to get crushed as well. Because look at this here. We came up, came down. Right, this is actually forming now possibly a head and shoulder formation before we actually head back down through there. So it looks like, guys, it does look like maybe Bitcoin is going to start to make a little bit of up move, move to the upside, but it does look like that. Looking at all the markets that I've looked at today, and looking at everything, it does look like that we're about to see some really big, significant movement on the downside, and the market's giving us some slight warnings right now. Look at this here: high, lower low. We're about to get crushed, guys.